Did you miss us at C2E2? Well, that's no problem at all because we've got a collection of great deals on our DVDs going on our store where you can get the entire Cinema Snob collection for just one low cost. Or simply the uncut and uncensored DVDs for much cheaper than buying individually. Or the very important sale of DVDs that do not have my ugly face on the cover. Take advantage of these super awesome deals by clicking the link in the description and visit our store today. Well, thanks to the last couple of Friday the 13ths taking place during our theme months, thanks a lot Musical March in September and Christmas. It took us long enough, but we can finally spotlight the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th. Since, best to my knowledge, there is not a Friday the 13th that takes place on World Sleep Day. 2009's Friday the 13th was the long-awaited collaboration of Paramount, which released parts 1 through 8, and New Line Cinema, which released 9 through Freddy vs. Jason. It was a deal that was struck when New Line wanted Platinum Dunes to regenerate the Friday the 13th franchise the same way they did with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Amityville Horror. Paramount handled international distribution and gave permission to use the Friday the 13th title, while New Line Cinema had US distribution rights. That's pretty complicated when all I want to see is Jason Voorhees kill some campers, which at the end of the day is certainly what we got in this film. But it's a remake, so it's only kinda sort of a remake in a way. The director was Marcus Nispel, also of the Chainsaw Massacre remake, and writing credits went to Damian, Shannon, and Mark Swift of Freddy vs. Jason. The movie has remake elements where it redoes the origin in the opening and has part 2 vibes with Sackhead Jason, but a good chunk of it could have been a story that could have fit in somewhere in the already existing timeline, making it almost feel like a sidequel, given that it doesn't take place on Earth 2. And since it's Jacket Jason, it's probably set somewhere right before or after Freddy vs. Jason. But what really set people's angry remake boners afoot was that the producer of the film was none other than Andrew Form, producer of Kissing a Fool. Keep your Friendsuary out of my Friday the 13th. Our entire retrospective of the Friday the 13th saga has all led to this, so let's find out whether or not it was worth it. It wasn't. The New Line opening says that this might take place in outer space, while the Paramount logo says the second half could be in New York, and the Platinum Dunes logo says we're only gonna make one of these and do nothing with the series after. All of them say this is shot in Virtual Boy Vision. I see in 1980 someone is getting chased by the credits of actors from the WB. It's hard for me to be scared when the name Van Winkle pops up on screen. We're summing up the first movie here, but when it says based on characters created by Victor Miller, the lack of a credit for Ron Kurz tells me we won't be getting an appearance from J.J. Grossout Gombrowski. In case you missed the first Friday the 13th, Pamela Voorhees was totally a shoo-in for Rhea Perlman, and Alice often dressed like she was gonna pose half-naked over a motorcycle. And with Mrs. Voorhees' death, the biggest tragedy came when young Jason witnessed this and caught a horrible case of pneumonia. In present day, though, this could be today, or at this point in the series, it could also be the year 3286. Where's our campers?
I am more afraid to be eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Ooh, hey, you wanna slap that ass one more time for Devin?
Great, leftover campers from a 70s Sasquatch porno. Remember the fun-loving characters in the other movies, like the Teddies, the Jimbos, the Tommies, the Shelleys? Who needs that when we can have arguing with the love child of Seth Rogen and Steve from Sex and the City? This maybe should be a period piece, since one of them is Ginsburg from Mad Men. And don't worry if you weren't paying attention in the opening, it explains it all again.
Some woman, she went fucking nuts. Killed all these counselors. Blamed them for her son's drowning. He was...
Yes, thank you. I've seen To All a Good Night. Remember when Paul explained Jason in part 2? That needed way more crystal jokes.
Do you know how many lakes are probably called Crystal Lake? It's Crystal Geyser, Crystal Water. Go to a supermarket.
Your one chance to make a Crystal Pepsi reference, and you failed. And I say this while holding a Crystal Pepsi and sitting mere miles from a Crystal Lake, Illinois. I am Friday the 13th-ing way better than this film. I'm also doing dialogue way better, too.
I don't eat fish.
It's not what you told me.
Vagina. Do I go with these two who want to have sex, or do I stay with these two who want to have sex? At the least, get rid of that third wheel so we can add the classic Friday the 13th theme. Motorhead, yes, that Friday the 13th theme by Night Ranger. He's only listening to that because he forgot to bring Darkest Side of the Night by Metropolis. Oh wow, a shitload of weed. In this universe, that's like falling into a pool of naked women.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What is this? No! 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 No!
Not that it matters. You're dead either way. Jason needs that weed to deal with the stress of frolicking teens stealing his weed and breaking into his cabins. This reminds me of the time Jason shot the TV when USA kept rerunning Savage Weekend instead of any of his movies. Whoa, this was Jason's room? Thanks for reminding me. I thought we were in Madman Mars's house. Oh wait, this is definitely Jason's place. I know because of this shrine to the floating head section of the Friday the 13th NES game. Wow, we're really spending a lot of time with these characters. I bet this is who our leads are gonna be. Must be a short film. Oh, never mind. The movie is still going. Props for 6 weeks later. If this were a 2020 movie, it'd say 6 weeks earlier. Okay, maybe we'll get some better characters for the rest of the movie.
Oh my God, babies have more space in the uterus.
Nope. Essentially, they're the same people we were stuck with in the opening scene. But here we meet Clay, who is searching for his sister, because his plot is sort of a remake of Rob's sister avenging plot from the final chapter. But wait, oh no, in a movie of assholes, our lead is Dean! Ugh, wake me when Jess takes over. I joke, but he's the only one in the movie who isn't a dick.
Are you gonna buy something? I mean, you've been up here for quite a while yapping, so...
It's not me. This guy's being a dick.
Yeah, it's me, obviously.
Clay is hands down the only likable character in this film, so I won't give him any more shit for playing Dean. I will also not make jokes about this other Dean either, mainly because I didn't watch Supernatural. All he's doing is looking for his sister, but the cops nearly run him out of town as if they think this is a CW version of First Blood. Can we stay with Clay here instead of the frat jackasses?
I'm trying to start a label.
Oh, yeah? Like what kind? Like rap?
Why you gotta go racial? Look, don't put me in a box, all right?
It's rap, isn't it?
So, what kind of music?
Rap.
Whoa, Thanks, soundtrack. Now I know what rap is. Can you drown out the rest of the dialogue?
That is a fierce pussy.
It's actually a bobcat. It's my dad's first kill.
This movie goes with the uninformed theory that if it's a slasher movie, you're gonna want to see all of the characters die, so best make them all assholes. Yeah, we still gotta be stuck with them in a damn cabin, jerk off. That's why not every character from the original series was Melissa from the New Blood. Anyway, remake Ethel from Part 5 has some good news.
She ain't missing. She's dead. People go missing around here, they're gone for good.
Then maybe you should move. That's weird. These don't seem like the type of young people to play drinking games. Why would it not surprise me if the name of their fraternity is Pi Kappa Roofie?
You know what, it's getting, no, that's okay,
I yearn for the good, wholesome shenanigans of the fart competition from King Frat. Oh, and this is Trent, and this is Nolan. Because of course, this is Trent, and this is Nolan. I recently saw him in Fantasy Island. I'm surprised his fantasy wasn't to change that hairstyle. Clay is busy, though, meeting another local rapper, Lil Kevin from It's Always Sunny.
Fucking lucky there, Stretch. Came about that close to hitting the start button on a whoop-ass machine, boy.
He's dropping beats like he's pounding a sleeping bag against a tree. He's no better off at the frat cabin, where they're shooting the world's most obnoxious found footage movie.
You can't stay here. No offense. I don't know you.
No, you don't know me.
That's so funny. I just said that. Like 2 seconds ago that I don't know you.
I don't know how to explain it, but this guy is why I hated every late 90s, early 2000s boy band. Meanwhile, Lil Kevin has no idea that his barn was so close to the town that dreaded sundown. I see we're still in the section of the movie that's a remake of Part 2. Let's get Part 3 and beyond in here. Remember when Shelley used a hockey mask that was later stolen by Jason, who continued to wear it to honor the memory of the world's greatest prankster? Here, he just finds one on the ground. Way to undermine the importance of Shelley to the series. However, this is the moment when Derek Mears truly became Derek fucking Mears. Sure, we could be spending time with naked skiing.
Oh, you like that? You like the balls in your hand, huh?
Which one? Is that the one?
Those feel good, don't they?
But why do that when Trent is a walking, talking dick? I got a better idea. Throw a ping pong ball down my throat so I can choke to death. That's better than spending time with these assholes. Ow! Or shoot an arrow through my head. I'm not picky. Anyone else want to duck out early?
What are you doing, Sully?
And then her brother was raised as a girl by their crazy aunt. I'm sure that MP Crystal Lake can help. She's the best military cop in the woods. And while they're getting help, I'm gonna use this commercial break to wash the stench of Trent's Axe body spray from my eyes.
And now it's time for Lloyd's Out of Context 911 Lone Star Clip of the Week. And this has been Lloyd's Out of Context 911 Lone Star Clip of the Week. Why did it have to be snakes?
As we continue on with lifestyles of the poor and machete wielding, this looks like it could be perfect for an opening credits sequence to the Platinum Dunes Elm Street movie. But best get out of here before the landlord shows up. He's caught a shitload of potatoes for dinner. That's not a potato. Well, there's something I never thought I'd see in a Friday the 13th movie. Jason turning on the power. Guys, why are you running? Just slow down. Are you really in that big of a rush to save Trent? Oh, and Clay's sister is still alive because, Jason needed a friend, I guess. Or maybe he's just a huge Haley from the OC fan. With these underground tunnels, I had a feeling Jason was one of the mutants from The Hills Have Eyes. We've gone from First Blood right into Last Blood territory. This is one Jason who hates when people pick locks. He keeps her alive, though, because, so as our heroes are escaping, Jason is not far behind. And his sexy dancing sense is tingling. Drink up, it's the only way to tolerate Trent.
Let's just all be one big happy cliche.
Dude, what the fuck? Please, try not to burn down my house.
Burn down his house. Oh no, a broken chair. Stop giving this guy a reason to be a dick.
You won't be disappointed. They don't call me the Wood Wizard because I masturbate a lot.
I bet that's exactly why they call you the Wood Wizard. Oh hey, there's booze in the shed. That's weird. There's so not booze anywhere else. I'm just as shocked about that as I am this bong. I've referenced so many characters by name from the other movies, which are over 30 years old. I could not tell you the name of this dude, and I'm currently watching the movie. But Clay, though, I know his name, and yes, I do know Trent's name, but that's only because he's a fucking Trent. Now let's go back to another person whose name I don't know. Oh no, the guy from the Elm Street remake. With all of them being locked inside the cabin, I'm sure Trent won't be a frat boy version of Harry Cooper from Night of the Living Dead, but one of you should definitely go outside. Likeable or no likeable characters, it is still a slasher film. In fairness, this needed to happen. His rap name was DJ Axum. They're all afraid Jason is using him as bait. Excuse me. The Jason I know would throw that dude through a window and chase these people around the house. Or sneaking in through the chimney works. This could be the same continuity as Jason Xmas. There was an F Christmas shirt earlier. Maybe now Trent can finally die. No, Trent, not the girlfriend. And stop posing for a duck-faced selfie. Ah, cops, this'll work out. I think he's late because he was at a town hall meeting to vote whether or not to change the name of the town to Forest Green. Jason is definitely voting to keep it as Crystal Lake. But there is one thing left to do before they can officially leave the cabin. That counts as throwing someone through a window. This is definitely Paramount Jason. And here is the moment we've all been waiting for. Trent getting killed. This better be worth it for them to keep him in the damn movie for this long. As they're touring around Jason's privately owned antiques mall, let it be known that Clay's sister Whitney is the only one in the movie who is celebrating World Sleep Day. No, Jason needed her because she reminded him of his mom, maybe? I don't know. Now they're all safe. It took me a minute to figure out if that was Clay's sister who got killed or the other girl. It was the other girl. Whitney is still alive. She has to pretend to be Jason's mom at some point.
Jason! It's okay. You can stop now.
Oh, now how is that supposed to confuse him? She looks nothing like Amy Steele pretending to be Betsy Palmer. Let's not kill him too hard, though. We need him resurrectable, just in case we can make a sequel.
Say hi to Mommy. In hell!
Jason's already been to hell, and the only thing he found was a burnt pedophile with a dirty red and green sweater. Here, drop him in the lake so that someone with telekinetic powers can bring him back if they want to. And let's redo the shot from the end of Jason X, signaling that there will be no follow-up to this movie as well. Cute. There's still no follow-up to this, so thanks for that non-ending. Despite there not being any sort of sequel to this movie, the 2009 Friday the 13th was the highest grossing movie in the series, bringing in $92 million worldwide, more than making up for its $19 million budget. What? How? Why? Jason Blum could make this exact same movie with the change in his pocket. With that kind of profit, it seemed natural that there would be a sequel. Talks of a sequel loomed for years, whether it was a found footage entry or a winter-based entry, but according to producer Brad Fuller, something about rights and Paramount and New Line and, more rights? Making movies is confusing. Oh, also, they were scared away from making a sequel because Rings performed poorly. Well, that's ridiculous. Just give them $5 million to make a Friday the 13th movie. You don't need more than that. It's a 40-year franchise. You're guaranteed to make that back and more in the opening weekend. It's not that hard. You don't need to be a Blumhouse to figure out that much. Plus, a sequel could have been a little bit better than this film, which is something the others in the series weren't, which is forgettable. This movie certainly amped up the nudity department, and Derek Mears is a great Jason, but the kills were unimaginative, and the characters were so obnoxious, it made sitting through an entire movie with them really difficult. Well, now what the hell am I supposed to do whenever there's a Friday the 13th? Oh, yeah, I guess I could finally get around to that Saturday the 14th sequel. As for next week, Let me just take a look at my calendar. Oh, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I hear there are more of those Leprechaun movies.
I'm not gonna go out there with a boner.